Welcome everybody, this is your boy Gus D, and you're here on Gus D on Sports. Today we're going to do things a little different. I want you to take a trip with me to visit my favorite barber, Jay. Whenever I sit in Jay's chair, we always talk about sports. So today we're going to touch bases on Kobe Bryant and some other news related to the NBA. So come on guys, as we go to Jay's Chop Shop.
Welcome everybody, I'm Jay, this is Jay's Chop Shop. This is an in-depth conversation of what we do normally when I'm cutting hair is we talk sports. We're very passionate about sports. We talk from sports, politics, LeBron, Kobe, whatever you want to talk about, any sport, who's good, who's not, what team can be better. We're really passionate and in-depth about what we do and what we talk about. I'm located on 135th, between 134th and 135th and 7th Avenue. I've been cutting hair for about 20 years plus now, and this is something I've been talking about and doing for years. I've been watching sports since I was a young kid, and come down and just enjoy the game, talk about the game, express yourself, your opinions. It's all welcome. Thanks for having me, and I also want to thank a good friend of mine, Gus D, for having me on the show and talking about what we love, that's sports. Thank you. So what's the issue with this? So what about Kobe? Like you were saying?
So yeah, they were saying that Kobe, there was rumors that he was going to come back. NBA, some rumors saying the NBA to team up with LeBron.
In LA?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And there was the other rumor that he was going to play in Ice Cube's league, the Big Three. So what you think about that?
The LA thing, of course that's going to make headlines, that's going to turn heads, but I think physically Kobe Bryant is not an NBA player anymore. You know, that's the wear and tear on his body. Started in the league young.
Right.
So those years are longer than when you played in college, and then your career's a little shorter because you played collegiately. He played from high school. So you know, so what is he did 20 years. That's 20 years. That's a lot on your body, no matter how good you are.
Right.
So no, but the Big Three, he can do that because it's a shorter court.
Right.
They're gonna put energy in it, but not as much to me.
Right.
And I think he would be good enough to, if he wanted to win a championship there or make it exciting to work. For the simple fact, he's a superstar player, and that would do wonders for the Big Three. That would make the Big Three even bigger than what it is. Because a lot of those players were star players. Stoudemire was a star player, but I don't think he was like a superstar player. He was like on a Kobe Bryant level.
No, not at all.
But you had some players that were solid players. Steven Jackson, solid.
Right.
Baron Davis, so on. But I think that would have been. I think it'd have been a good idea, Big Three. I mean, Allen Iverson tried it, and he was a big name, and people, wanted to gravitate to him. But Allen Iverson, he just didn't have it.
Right.
So if he was to do that, I think it would be good. Then you have these Laker fans that are, devoted to Kobe and think that's beneath Kobe to do that. But like you said, if you love the game, it's all about the love for the game. The money and everything comes with it, but if you love that game, you love the game. It's hard to walk away from something like that. Played 20 years. It's hard to leave something from 20 years.
Right.
Especially when you was, the majority you was successful. You won 5 championships. Been there 7 times. You only lost twice. You were one of the best players that ever played the game. One of the greatest Lakers. So I think it would have been good for the Big Three. I mean, if he would do it, I think it would be real exciting, and I think a lot of people really, start to gravitate to it, which they already are. But it's something like Kobe stepping on the court and played.
I would take it to another level.
It'd be hard to get tickets now.
Yeah.
And it's already, they're already selling tickets, but it would be real hard to get in there because he's Kobe Bryant. I mean, he's a great player. You can't take nothing away from him. So
I think it's the people that's has this thing in the air about him coming back. I think he's accepted the fact that his time is up, and he's kind of focused on other things. Right now, his focus is on connecting the youth to sports. and in his own way, he's competitive because he wants to prove the naysayers that for him and others that's going to follow that people are not just one dimensional.
Yeah, he's just an athlete.
Right, you're not going to just know me for dribbling and shooting the ball. I want to show you I can do other things after the life of basketball. And like I said, in that itself shows the competitive nature of Kobe Bryant. You know, what you got to respect. So I don't think his focus definitely is not on basketball right now. Now, if the league continues, maybe later on, maybe one day Kobe might wake up and say, you know what, hey, I feel like putting on the shorts again and going to hoop with the big three.
But big three, NBA, I think physically.
Oh, definitely NBA. No, I think
it'll be
even though if he was to come back next season, I think he still would spank some guys. Yeah. I think he still would have it in him if he would play with LeBron. But you know, he's already defined that legacy.
Yeah.
You know, and like you said, the wear and tear of 82 games and
these younger guys are way more athletic.
Right.
Now.
Yeah.
It would be hard. So it would be like a boxer coming back and fighting
a
younger fighter.
Right.
He's shelling himself.
Right.
You know you can do certain things, but your body's saying you can't. Your mind can tell you anything.
Like you said, certain things.
Yeah, your body will be like you can't do it.
Right. I think the NBA can, for me, a few years back, maybe Kobe coming back would have saved the league. But I think right now the league is up and coming. They don't even need a comeback from Kobe.
Yeah, they don't need Kobe. They got,
there's a lot of young players up and coming.
They got so many great players.
The new generation is real good. You
got that kid Mitchell from Utah. You got a lot of players.
A lot of players.
You got the kid from Phoenix.
Yeah, the shooting guard.
Yeah, you got a lot.
Trevor, what's his name? Booker, right?
Devin Booker.
You
got a lot of young players that gonna carry the league. That's the good thing, and that's how it's supposed to be. Because you know, once you had your time, you had your time. You know, I thought Michael Jordan was gonna play forever, but that doesn't happen. Yeah, you know, and then it seems like the time goes by so fast from watching it. It's like a blur. But you got.
Yeah, there was that drought when Jordan and those era players left.
And now you got all this talent.
LeBron came and then he kind of brought the league back to life.
Now you got all these players all over the place with talent, and it's great.
Yeah, definitely great for the league.
I mean, you got Tatum. I like him. You got Boston. Boston probably got most of the young talent on one team.
They
so
got a lot.
I don't think they're gonna be able to hold that.
Yeah.
And then you got other players. You got some players, man. You got Karl Anthony Towns. You got these guys are good, man. So the lead is, like you said, it felt like it did have a drought at one time, but now the lead is back, and it feels like it's a little balanced now. So as far as the young talent, I like Embiid, I like Ben Simmons, I like what they doing over there. If John Wall and them can get it clicking at the right time, I think they still formidable. So I like a lot of teams. I like Boston. I think they got the most talent. I like to see how they're gonna look. Yeah, man, how they're gonna look. Bucks got some players besides into the crew. I like we're gonna see. Who's out west? I want to see. San Antonio's always gonna be in the mix, but you know they on the wind down list. But they always find a way to keep stay relevant. That's what I always respect about Popovich's coaching. They always find a way to keep it going.
Do you think the guy they picked up from Toronto?
Oh, DeMar DeRozan?
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I like DeRozan. I think he got better. I think he's starting to really emerge. It's just the players like him, which I think he has the potential of doing it. You have to be able to perform in the big moments. That's what makes the superstars the superstars.
Right.
I mean, I can have superstar numbers.
Right.
I can look good. I can make the All-Star game team. But what am I going to do when the other side of the ball is another star player, another team, and I'm leading my team? You got to be able to make the big shot. That's what made Jordan great.
Right.
That's what made Kobe great, and the rest of them, because when the game was on the line, you knew where the ball was going. You got to put the ball in the hole. That's it. That's what it's about. Or you got to make the right play. What made them even better too is you got to have guys that can hit shots that you trust, or guys that know you can bring the best out of them. And if I give you that ball, you got to be able to make the shot. Yep. So them guys, that's the only really knock on DeRozan. But I think playing under Greg Popovich is going to be great for him.
Yeah.
Because even though he didn't want to leave Toronto, I mean, Dwayne Casey's a good coach, but he ain't Greg Popovich.
Right.
And it's not taking none away from Casey. But
Right.
I think playing under Greg Popovich is going to be great for him. And I think it's going to be a big surprise. I think they're going to be good. I think him playing with DeMarcus Aldridge is going to be good.
Yeah.
And they got some younger people. They got some other pieces. So, and San Antonio was always one of those type of teams that they will always recruit and get players. And they just got a system and guys buy into, and they play.
Right.
But
if you was able to fit into the system,
a guy of his talent, you can be successful. But
right.
a guy of his talent, Greg Popovich is going to probably have to let go the leash a little bit, so to say, because the guy can play.
Right.
He's strong. He can lead. He can shoot. He can run the floor. He's a high flyer. So Greg is going to have to say, with all my experience of being here all this time, how can I really work this guy in and get the best out of him? Because the guy can play. So sometimes, you might don't want a situation, but that might be the best for you. And I think in the end, now that you think about it, going to Toronto probably was a blessing in disguise for him. Because you always knew what you were going to get with Toronto. Lowry's going to be solid. He's going to be solid. They got some good players. I like Valanciunas down low.
Mm-hmm.
They got some players, but then when they bump into LeBron, it's like, they lose. It's like, you got to be able to be great and to take that next step. You got to beat who's in front of you. Like Jordan beat the Pistons, and the Pistons had to go against the Celtics. You got to be able to beat that team in front of you.
Right.
Or to me, that's just how I came up in that era. It's like you want to beat the man and beat the man, So you got to beat them teams, and they never could beat LeBron, never. And it's like it was crazy. Like they were up in some games and still couldn't be. They just didn't know how to finish.
Well, let me ask you something. Do you think Indiana and Washington can hang out with the likes of Boston and Philly this year? Because I think they made some improvements.
I think Indiana. Okay, here's the thing with Washington. Washington got talent too. I like Bradley Beal to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
I think he needs to go to the hole a little more.
Mm-hmm.
Take the shots when they're there, or some games you're just going to be on like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the way he shoots. Him and John Wall, if they're going to lead, they got to click. They took a big loss though with Gatot, because I think Gatot was real formidable.
Yeah.
The Dwight Howard ain't the same player he used to be.
But even though he did have a good season last year.
He had a solid season. He did. Yes, he did. Now, if he can rebound
and defend,
if he can rebound and control that paint like the Dwight Howard we saw that we grown to like in Orlando, he'll give Washington something real solid. But they got another team. Got to be able to perform in the playoffs. Got to be able to
step it up.
Step it up when you're going against that opposing team, and the game is on the line. Because I like Bill. I like John Wall.
Mm-hmm.
I like Kelly Oubre. Otto Porter. They got players.
Yeah.
They got some players. I like the Marquise Moore, the twin, Marquise Moore. I like them. Them guys are solid.
Yeah.
And they play good.
Yeah.
They're tough, man.
They played good when Moore was down.
Yeah.
They showed that they can hold it down.
Yeah, but they gotta be able to. You gotta be able to step it up when you're playing against the opposing team. Now, Indiana, I didn't agree with them letting Lance Stevenson go, because I think when he came back he played solid, and I like Lance's toughness. He was one of the few guys when he was in Indiana before he wasn't like, he didn't get caught up with the LeBron persona. Like he's like, you just another player and I'm trying to beat you. And that's how you gotta play the game if you want to be able to compete. So they let him go. That was a little loss to me, but I like the team they got. I like Miles down low. He's young. He's up and coming, the center. And Oladipo is starting to emerge into a star. If he can keep that type of play up, I think he's a star player.
Now, didn't they pick up somebody?
They picked up another player?
I believe so. I believe they got a key player. A good, decent player.
They had Cleveland when LeBron was there. They had them. They just couldn't. And another thing too, even with Boston, these up and coming teams, another thing too you gotta be able to do. You wanna be a champion, you gotta win on the road. Some of the greatest players have won their championships in a row. Michael Jordan won. They used to always win at 6. They won in a row. A lot of those championships were on the road. You got to be able to win on the road. You got to be able to go in somebody else's gym and beat them. It's a psychological game.
Yeah.
You see, Golden State just went right in Houston, took the first game. Even though it went to 7, you got to be able to win. You can't say, okay, well, we could protect home, because gut check, I knew that Cleveland was going to win, because I said Cleveland, all they got to do in their mind, they've been there. They got to win a road game. They went in Boston and beat them. See, Boston was banking on, if we don't win, we got home field advantage, home court advantage. We can win home. We lost the last game.
Yeah.
You can't. You don't chance that because anybody can. It's just a basket and a ball. So as long as you put it in, and at the end of the day, I got more points than you do. Game's over. You got to be able to win on the road, and you got to be able to compete. You got to be able to make big shots when big shots are called upon. You need a bench. You need guys that can give you something off the bench. Every great team got something off the bench. I mean, Golden State, that's something unheard of. They got guys that are starters off the bench, but these guys are willing to play. You got to be able to have guys. Anybody in the NBA is not there by mistake. You should be able to make a shot. You should be able to, and if you can't, you should be working on your craft. You can always tell when a player working on their craft every time.
That's right.
I watched Wilson Chandler when he was with the Knicks, from when he started to when he came back. You can tell when a guy worked on their game and when a guy just says, okay, this is why I got drafted, this is what I do best, but you ain't working on it, so I'm gonna just keep doing this, this is what got me paid. You wanna be with the elite or you wanna be recognized, you gotta be able to work on your craft, or you're just gonna be an average player.
Now what about Houston with the addition of Carmelo? You know what a lot of people are saying.
Okay, first of all, Houston regressed, but then again, because they let Trevor Ariza go. But if Carmelo can do what he does, which is score, period, because he's going to have the best chances now. You got one of the best point guards, which is a good friend of yours. You got Chris Paul. All Carmelo got to do is get open, spot up, and do what he does. He ain't got to do nothing extra, because they brought him there to score points. That's what Mike D'Antoni teams do. They're about scoring, outscoring you.
Right.
They're not like known for stopping the ball, but they got some toughness.
You can bring this just a little bit.
You want to bring this down?
You know, like the hairs are sticking out.
Okay, so I think he can be formidable, even though people is written him off.
He got to play D though, Jay.
Yeah, well,
and we know he don't do that.
Yeah, but that's going to be hard if you've been in the league about maybe 15 years. You're going to just start waking up playing D. That's going to be hard.
It is, and that's the whole thing. That's what everybody is saying.
That's going to be tough.
You know, but there's not one team in this NBA that won a championship without playing defense. You know, they may have been able to score, but
even if you ain't the main focal point of defense, somebody got to be the ball stopper. Somebody got to, because if you watch Houston now, I like PJ Tucker. I like his toughness.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's a monster. He's a beast.
They killed Golden State off the boards.
Yeah.
But see, what it is,
he's like a Dennis Rodman 2.0.
Yeah,
small guy that could guard the center, the power forward.
Yeah. What these guys do is, they went back to, it's a live by the sword, die by the sword slogan. They kept shooting, they kept hoisting them threes up. And you can't play a team that hits threes better than you, plays defense, and run the floor better than you. You can't fall into their game. Right. That's like you step into a guy that's bigger than you and trying to fight close to him. Right. Yeah. So that's why they lost. Like they just got caught up in what they did. Right. They just fell back. So I think Carmelo,
they missed Chris Paul in that seven.
Yeah, I think Carmelo, all he has to do is, I think this is his, to me this is his, because he's on, his career is dwindling down, but I think he's still got a lot of basketball in him. This is his shot. All they got to do is set him up. It just, so some things just don't work for you. Probably just, you said you want the loose hit. It just didn't work in OKC, that's all. As I really paid attention, I would joke about it and mess with him, but I just think sometimes it just doesn't work for you. You ever see a player go to one team and it don't look good, then he goes to another team like a totally different player?
It's a system.
It just didn't work for him. Right. Russell Westbrook is a ball dominant player. Paul George, I won't say he's ball dominant, but he got to get his touches because he's a younger player. He also plays defense, and he was, at Indiana, he looked like he was the next thing coming. So it's hard for Carmelo. Then Carmelo, he has to make some changes also because he's used to being the ball dominant guy. Right. He's used to ISO, isolation playing. Right. And everybody's with this analytics. I mean, I understand some of it, but I don't totally agree with it. But he got to be able to compromise his game, just like any other player if they want to win.
They saying the only player that he could probably have some type of success with, while not being the main focus, is a LeBron James type player. So I believe the next best thing to LeBron is a James Harden. You know, because James Harden gets his teams and he gets his players, his teammates involved.
But he had to learn how to do that.
Right.
But then again, I can understand, because if you don't have nothing to go with, you know, say you were playing with some players and they're not that formidable, can I trust giving you the ball to make a big shot? See, Golden State is they're just like on another plateau. Those guys are so well tuned.
Yeah.
It's like they know in their mind the game. See, people don't realize the game is psychologically that dominates the whole game. Your psyche of the game, period. Because if I know I can get you down in the post, I know what you can do. I know when you clicking and we clicking, we're like, nobody can beat us. That's just how they move.
Mm-hmm.
And they know that no lead is safe with them. Remember, Houston was up 24. I've never seen this before. They were up 24, lost by 17.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I've never seen that.
That's crazy.
Up 24 and lost by 17. And then here's the thing with them. If you can't stop them in the third quarter, that's when they start to really push you to see what you got.
Yeah.
If you can't take that third quarter barrage, you're done.
You're in trouble.
But I think Melo got a real shot to really do something. All he has to do is just beat Carmelo. I'm pretty sure, you know, Chris Paul is gonna get him involved. He can score with the best of them. All he has to do is beat Carmelo. He ain't gotta do nothing extra. And you know, he got to be willing to at least try to, you know, be some type of ball stopper.
He's going to have the shots. The way Harden and
the way they play, the way they kick that ball around.
He's going to have
It's going to be times when he's just going to step right up to
all
the line.
All he got to do is just do is shoot it.
Or if he's running, he can just go right to the basket because Chris Paul's going to set him up. Chris Paul is just like, he's just a prototypical point guard. He's looking to pass first.
Yeah.
He can score. My only thing is, them guys going to have to really pay attention to. If you watch last year's series, they dribble a lot.
Who's that?
Paul and Harden. They dribble a lot.
Yes.
So that's going to be a knock. You can't do that because if you dribble, if I dribble 24 seconds and the clock only got 8 left, I got to make up my mind. There's plenty of times that Capella bailed them out because he knows if he gets in the paint and that paint gets clogged, he can just lob it up to Capella. They gotta move that ball. We'll see. I'm just thinking they're gonna be good. I just think it's just unheard of that you got a guy like DeMarcus Cousins on Golden State now.
Now the NBA they trying to work on some rule changes. One of the things I read that I like that I hope happens is if the offensive team, if a shot goes up and the team gets the offensive rebound, the shot clock will only reset to 14 seconds. So I think that's going to make the game a lot more exciting, especially when maybe a team is down and you know there's not a whole lot of time left. You know, a lot of times, yeah, it won't be able to chew the clock as much.
So to get an offensive rebound, they want the clock to be 14,
to reset it. It's not 24.
24.
I think that would definitely make it a lot more competitive. What do you think?
It may be. I think a lot of players and I think a lot of coaches may have an issue with it because it's like if you're down, right? It's kind of like the thing where where they you know, if you're down in football and they just run the clock out. It's kind of similar. So it's like, but I understand they want a chance, but if you up and you winning, why would you want it to be 14? You get what I'm saying? Why would you want the clock to go to 14? You're like, no, I don't want these guys to make a few shots and then you get interested.
Like I said,
but then again, I kind of agree with what you're doing. It puts a little more into the game.
It does.
It makes the game a little more exciting.
Yes, it does, and I think that's what they're trying to shoot for. Especially like for the defensive team, if they're down and there's not a whole lot of time left, it may give them an opportunity. Let's say they get the offensive rebound, they still don't score. And then the other team gets the ball
back.
The
point is, you still get the opportunity.
Right, you still may get the opportunity to win the game.
Shot, you got your chance, but
like
you
them
have
10 seconds could mean a lot in the game.
Yeah, it might. Yeah, you know what? I kind of agree with you. That might be good. That might work out. That puts a little something extra in the game. But that might work out. We'll see. I mean, the game is designed these days to be more exciting. Just like know how you do football. They want more long passes and touchdowns, more scoring. So the game is to be more exciting, you know. And you know, people pay big money to see these games, so they want, you know. I think it might be a good idea. Now that I'm really thinking on it while we speaking, I think it might be a real good idea to do that. Because it gives you that chance, and if you don't, you know, at least you know you had the chance. Because you gotta look like this. If that's the team you rooting for, right? You want that 14 seconds.
Right, right, yeah.
You see, when you up and your team winning, you like, nah, what you want that for? But I think that might be not a bad idea. That might be pretty good. We'll see. Because before we know it, you know, we're headed into football season. Before we blink again, it'll be Halloween. Basketball will be right back.
Yeah.
It's gonna be exciting. There's gonna be a lot going on. You know, LeBron is in the West. You know, he got a, you know, he know, I guess he know what he signed up for. He has to face these it's really these two powerhouse teams, which is Houston and which is you know, Golden State and Houston. So we're gonna see. It's gonna be interesting when he goes up against his two good friends on that team and James Harden and those guys. It's gonna be real interesting.
Sure is.
There's gonna be a lot going on. We'll see the return of LeVar Ball. See what he got to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. See what he got to say now that his son's starting position gonna really be in jeopardy, because Rondo's one of these type of players. He's been around. He's a champion. He's solid. LeBron knows that playing against him. I mean, he can learn from Rondo, but right now it's about trying to win. So I'm hearing good things about that kid Knox on the Knicks.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, you know, Knicks fans would boo. They booed Porzingis. He turned out to be all right.
I don't know why.
So that might be a good thing, because
right.
when they booed the guy, when they normally do that, it looks okay. Because look, they booed Porzingis. I mean, terribly. They booed Knox, but they booed Porzingis way worse because they wanted somebody else.
Yeah.
And look.
And somebody else, I think, didn't turn out too good. Well, not as good as him.
Yeah. So maybe them booing that guy was, maybe that was good. Maybe that's like a good luck thing. Maybe it was a good move to do that. We'll see. I mean, it's a lot going on.
He looked good in the summer league.
Yeah.
He definitely looked good.
So what did you think about I like guys who work. I mean, besides the star players, the guys who can light it up, you always need that guy that's gonna work hard, that's gonna get you that extra rebound, that's willing to guard.
Right.
I like this guy because he played tough.
Who's that?
What you think about them getting rid of him? Paolo Quinn. I liked him. He played tough.
Well, I think it was a numbers thing, you know. And then he didn't even sign for a whole lot of money. Matter of fact, he went to the Pacers.
Yeah. Now that's gonna be good for the Pacers, because.
Yeah.
But I understand what you say. He signed with the Pacers, but
he didn't get. I don't think he got the money he was looking for.
He got a little couple more dollars extra.
Right. I think the Knicks wanted him, but he was too rich for their taste. You know, they didn't have a whole lot of money to spend this year, so it was a numbers thing with him.
Yeah,
because I like Paolo. I've always said that.
He plays tough.
Tough and gritty.
I always respect guys like that, because you need, every team you see has a guy like that.
Well, he's a New York boy, so you know, send him.
Queens guy.
Yeah, you send him. You know.
Yeah, I like that guy. That's the one thing about New York that disturbs me, is when you got a guy like that, a guy from your hometown that's willing to give you everything. You gotta work something out with guys like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because those guys are like what New York's about. That makes New York.
Right, exactly.
It's like if New York. I always say, if the Knicks would have hired Mark Jackson, that would have did so much for New York. He's a New York guy. He played for them.
Right.
He went to St. John's.
Right.
It would have made New York exciting to watch. And I watched how he coached Golden State and the way he interacted with his players.
Yeah.
Those guys to this day always said they have nothing but love for Mark Jackson.
That would have been great. Coach.
That would have been great for New York.
It would have been
great for Porzingis to get coached by a guy like that.
Right.
Because he's not everybody got their own different philosophy. He's not a yeller. He's one of those guys that he talks to you, tells you to enjoy the game. But you know, he can get to you without. Everybody got their own method. You know, Greg Popovich is like a drill sergeant, but that's just his name.
That's his
style. You know, Steve Kerr, he goes off a little bit, but that's their thing. I mean, some coaches have their own philosophy. I like Fizdale. I think Fizdale.
I like Fizdale. I do. I like
think
Fizdale.
He's gonna be good.
I do like Fizdale. For one, he's a defensive-minded coach. And they haven't had that since that other guy left.
Mike Woodson?
Yes, exactly.
And I like Mike Woodson. You gotta remember, you guys won 50-some games with Mike Woodson, and you went to the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, with a bunch of old veterans too.
And you went to the playoffs.
Went to
was
the
a
playoffs.
kid there. Y'all played ball.
So I like that he's going to bring that defensive mindset to the team because they need it. Everything starts with defense. But I would have liked to see Mark Jackson coach him as well.
Yeah, Mark, that was good. That would have been like a dream. That would have been a New York dream. He's a New York guy. Everybody would love that. I would have loved that. It'd have been good for New York.
Yeah.
You know how many people would have been like really want to see the Knicks play, and people won't go anyway, but this guy was New York. He played in the playoffs. He was a rookie of the year with the Knicks. Like, it was a lot he accomplished. He was one of the Knicks when they used to battle the Bulls when Jordan was playing. He was one of them guys.
Yeah.
I mean, you giving D'Antoni these guys shots. These guys, I say, certain things you don't do to me. It's just you don't give Isaiah Thomas a head coach out with New York. He's like a Piston. He's like an enemy. You don't.
Right.
When I saw that, I'm like, are they crazy?
Right.
You don't do that.
Right.
You don't give out. That's like you would never see Isaiah Thomas coaching the Lakers. That would have never happened.
Right.
Or the Celtics.
Right.
That just don't happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
If Michael Jordan wants to coach, LA ain't giving him a job. Boston ain't giving him a job. New York ain't giving him a job. Those were like teams he played against. Especially New York.
That's one thing I respect about the Lakers.
They gotta be.
They keep
it's in the family.
Right, it's a family thing.
It can't be.
They bring back old players to coach, to run the team.
You lit me up for 50-some points. You
like,
crushed my dreams. But look, we're gonna pay you.
What is Kurt Rambis doing on the Knicks bench? I just don't respect.
I didn't understand that.
I'm just from that.
Yeah,
I'm just from that era where, like you
Phil
said,
Jackson to me,
because he played
for the New York. He played for the Knicks, right? But this is how I felt about Phil. And I always liked the Bulls. I always been a Bull fan from the beginning. Mm-hmm. When they were losing, my boys would teasing me about Jordan will never win. But to me, Phil is still like a Bull. Phil shouldn't even got no work to me. No, Phil should have got no work. He's still like Phil is the guy that was crushing you. He was
hurting our feelings.
Yeah,
why would you? 90s.
Listen to me. I don't care what Phil did in the 70s. No, you're not getting a job here. You would a coach that had the probably the greatest player ever that was just in our way all the time. Because those Knicks teams were great teams.
Yeah.
You know what you were going to get. They were going to win at least 50, 60 games, and they played defense.
Right.
Yeah, see, I tell Knicks fans this all the time.
Now
I said, you missed Anthony Mason, them guys, right?
Yeah.
Because you know what you were going to get. You know in April and May you were going to still be around.
Exactly.
Like nowadays, you're like, you're just hoping to be decent, and it takes time. But you knew you were going to be around in April and May. Yeah, you had a chance. Even though Michael Jordan was dead, but the point is you were playing against him.
Right.
The point is you won game. You got to remember. I remember 2 years in a row the Knicks won the first 2 games, and everybody was like, yeah. So you got to realize you won 2 games though. It's not like now you're like, oh man. Now you're like, oh, we want to make the playoffs.
We win 2 games the whole year.
Yeah. If you win 2 games in a row in the regular season, you feel good. But yeah, Phil wouldn't have got no job. If it was up to me, Phil didn't get no job. Because to me, even though he won with Clyde and them guys, he's like that's so long ago. He ain't no Nick to me. Like, and when I see Phil, I think about the Bulls coach to this day. The LA thing was after, but I think about. Right. He had Michael Jordan, and you guys were always playing, and y'all were close. But Phil, here they come in your way, crushing your dreams. So he didn't get no work. He would have never got a job. he started. They didn't even get Patrick Ewing a job. Right. And this is another guy. But most points as a Knick. He broke Bernard King's record. You remember that? You remember when Rick Pitino was coaching them? Y'all went in there, nobody gave y'all a chance. Y'all beat Larry Bird in them in the playoffs. Y'all beat them. I remember that.
2-0.
Y'all beat Larry Bird in them.
Yeah.
Because Ewing had about 55 in one of those games.
Yeah.
So how you give? No, Phil, no. I think Mark got blackballed. I don't think Mark could get no more work. I mean, he's safe with ESPN. I know he didn't get along with the Golden State's management, but I think that would have been great, man. I would have liked to see that myself. And I'm not even a Knicks fan, but I would just love to see that. I think that would have really that would put New York up there.
Yeah.
It would have just been New York. It would have been a New York thing. It would
Right,
have made you want to go to the
exactly.
games just because, you know,
And you know
Marcus
how
did.
bad he probably want to coach the Knicks?
Yeah, they could have gave him
You know
that
what I'm
job.
saying?
And I like Fizdale. You got to remember, I like Fizdale, what he did. He was with Miami, but if I had to choose, I'm taking Mark still.
Yeah.
You know, Fizdale won because he was with that Heat organization, but I'm taking Mark, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Taking Mark.
Well, bro, I really appreciate the haircut, man.
Sure, man.
It's always good chopping it up with you.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time. All right. So, what did you guys think? Jay knows a lot about sports, and it was real nice talking to him while getting a cleanup at the same time. Well, that's it for now, and as always, thank you guys for tuning in, and remember, hit that subscribe button. And as always, peace.